right, head coach Will Hall. He's going to make some comments before our first Gulf South Conference game of the season, and then he'll open up for questions.
All right, excited to be going into conference play this week. We've been looking forward to it for several weeks now. Got most of our guys back healthy through non-conference play. Was able to navigate through non-conference play undefeated and 4-0. Going to be a big game this weekend. Going back to Livingston, they're 4-0 for the first time since 1982. Have the #1 rush defense in America, and so it's going to be an extremely exciting weekend. Great GSC battle with two undefeated teams. And, man, we're looking forward to it. We've had a good week of practice so far. And, with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Looking at their defense, what's some things that stand out to you about the way they're playing?
Yeah, their defensive line has absolutely dominated all 4 games they've played. They've just they've just dominated the line of scrimmage. On the back end, they're making a lot of plays. Their secondary, their linebackers are very vicious. So it's that just all around their schemes and everything have just been, kind of tough to watch, to be honest with you. So we've got our work cut out for us.
You guys have been a strong rushing team. Talk about that challenge going up against that, and then for your offensive line in general.
Yeah, well, we like our offensive line, and obviously, we always want to establish the run. I think that's important to win championships. We have been more balanced this year with the run and the pass, so we're going to try to take what they give us. I don't know what that'll be. They really haven't given anybody anything so far this year. So, we got to get into the game. We got to play well. We got to win the turnover battle. We've got to be physical at the point of attack, and we'll see how the game goes. As far as what we do more.
What's been the biggest thing you've addressed in practice this week?
Not a whole lot, to be honest with you. Just working on West Alabama, really, just addressing, what they do and trying to have a good game plan for what they do and the atmosphere. It's a great atmosphere over there. I'm sure everybody will be packed in there. There'll be people all around the hills, all around the sides, and so it'll be a great atmosphere and really just. It's a big game. Big games are won usually by the same things. Who makes the most big plays and who wins the turnover battle. Obviously, the kicking game is going to be huge. They've got a great return man. He's made a lot of big plays for them this year, and so we'll have to be very sound in the kicking game. To try to hold him down.
Looking at the top 5 teams in the conference are combined 18-0. Just talk about the strength of that, and then getting to this part of the season and where everything, the energy amps up a little bit.
Yeah, that's why it's so hard to get a schedule for all the teams in our league. We very rarely lose a game out of conference. Big win by West Alabama last week, going to the Lone Star and winning, and Delta State also beat Texas A&M Commerce at Lone Star win. Our conference has matched up very well versus the SAC, and the SAC conference, I think we lost 1 game to the SAC or 2, Shorter and Carson Newman and Florida Tech and Newberry. But our conference has played really well out of conference. That's traditionally the case, and we've kept doing that. It's going to be exciting over the next few weeks to see how everybody plays out. I know it's a big week this week. We got us at West Al, Florida Tech at Delta, and UNA at Valdosta, and Shorter and Mississippi College playing each other. So it'll be interesting as we sit this time next week to see how it's all shaken out after 1 week.
How happy have you been with the defensive line so far? Alex Arm and guys like that, their production over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, they've really done a great job of controlling the line of scrimmage, winning the run game battle, and excited for Arma anytime good things happen to him because he's such a good person. Man, he just wins every day. He does great in the classroom. He's a great person off the field. He's awesome in the weight room. He's a great team leader, and he plays really well too. He's just one of those guys that really lifts others up every time he sees them. And so yeah, he's done well. Dylan Donahue's not played the last 2 weeks. He'll be back this week. That's exciting. Dylan's a playmaker, and in the trenches, we've rolled and played a lot of guys. We've played 10 guys consistently, 5 D ends and 5 D tackles. Which at this level is a tremendous amount of depth, at any level for that matter, and they're all playing pretty well. So they got to play well again this week because we know they want to run the football. They got a lot of good running backs.
I'm sure you don't want the players just focus on the game, but for you personally, will there be any added emotion going back to Livingston for the first time?
I don't think so. Last year it was, because I was really close to a lot of those seniors. There's a few guys still left on that team that I'm pretty close with. but not many. You know, in Division II, your team cycles about every 2 years, so there's not many guys left. I don't think it'll be that emotional. You know, this game's about the players. It may be emotional for them. I know there's a lot of people over there that don't like me very much anymore. So, you know, but we're going to try to win the game.
Coach, there's been a lot of social media buzz. I think we ended up having a player be on SportsCenter this past week. How huge has that been for West Georgia and the atmosphere?
Yeah, you know, credit to our sports information department and everything they've done to get that going. We've come leaps and bounds from a notoriety standpoint in the last few years. I think it's just another step in the right direction for our university to get attention where people know what we're doing down here and continue the overall growth of our university and Dr. Murrow's mission. So I think it's been huge.
Talk about the depth at running back a lot, but against a good running defense, it's good to have, you know, Will and Dallas who can both run the ball from the quarterback position. Can you talk about a little bit about the threat that they are from the quarterback position running the ball?
Yeah, both of them are really shifty, can make you miss. Dallas is a little faster than Will. Will's probably a little more powerful. So any time in football, you know, football starts out when you snap the ball, it's 11 on 11. Anytime you can make a guy miss, now you're +1 at 11 on 10. And so whether it's quarterback, running back, receiver, or any time you can make a guy miss, the math moves into your favor. Obviously, with those guys, if protection breaks down or anything and their ability to make somebody miss in the passing game or on runs where you can get a numeric advantage, it's huge, and they've both done really well so far.
Have you been stressing getting off to fast starts? Because I know first couple weeks it's been a little slow, but last week was a pretty fast start. It sort of helped a lot of the guys.
Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody says that, but I mean, Catawba, we drove it down and scored the opening drive. We stopped them. You know, Miles, same way. We drove it down and scored and stopped them. The Fayetteville game, we didn't score. And then we gave up a touchdown, but then this past week we were back. What we did, we stopped them on the first drive, and then we didn't score. We blocked a punt and scored. So I don't think it's been quite as bad as what it seems. I think just the expectation levels here are to just come out and just play great. You know, which is, it's awesome that we're at that point where everybody expects us to play so well all the time. The fact of the matter is, when you're dealing with 17 to 22-year-olds, you're going to make a few mistakes. We've made a few in the first 4 weeks. I think we've gotten better each week, which is the goal. And I hope we start fast this week. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I know after 60 minutes, if we can, you know, we just want to find a way to win the game. Head back to Carrollton 5-0.
Talk about Dallas Dickey, 7th in the nation in completion percentage right now, and his how much has it helped to add Quay Walker along with Shaq Hall, with both of them having 14 and 10?
Yeah, Dallas is a really good distributor. He's really done a good job of managing the whole offense, and now we feel like we've got a little more speed around him with Quay, Telvin, Ethan Slate's come on, Janardrian Jones, P.J. Harris, and then all those young backs we're getting into the equation. And then tight ends. You know, Brandon Walton's been a big addition. We get Bo Dugan back this week, which is another guy that adds to the mix. So he's got a lot of weapons. He's done a good job facilitating it and getting it to them. And I'm happy for him. You know, he's a tough guy. He battled through last season hurt. He's healthy now, and he knows our scheme. So hopefully he can continue to play well. All right, guys, appreciate it. Go Wolves.